Well, good morning or good afternoon, whatever time zone you might be in today. My name is Jennifer May, and I am the small business slash floral teacher in Phoenix, Arizona at a high school called Metro Tech High School. And I teach a very unique program, which I'm going to get into here in a second. But first of all, I just want to welcome you today to the ICEV online conference. I was fortunate enough to be chosen to be a speaker for you guys today, just to let you guys know how I use ICEV online in my program and just how beneficial it is for me and my students. And I couldn't be more excited to tell you all about how I utilize ICEV Online. So the theme of my presentation today is from bloom to boom, right? So I am a floral class. I'm also a business class, and we kind of merge the two together to make something super unique. And I, at the end of my class, am able to give my students a state recognized certification because of ICEV Online. So I'm gonna kind of walk you through and take this to the next level. I want you to be able to take your class to the next level as well. So my session today is to educate, inspire, and inform the tips and tricks that I use with ICEV Online to make my program so successful. And I hope you guys will follow along. So as we go from bloom to boom, the first thing I want to talk about is my program and myself, who I am. That's the bloom. Then we're going to talk about planting the seeds and getting started with ICEV, as well as growth, where we'll talk about how I do review, assessments, gets the data, and also pull reports. And then the boom. The boom is certification. And how did I obtain that certification? How did that go? So we're gonna go through all of that. So to give you a little bit of information first about my program and about me, my name is Jennifer May. I just recently got married. So my name used to be Miss Colvin. Some people still call me Miss Colvin because it's been years of that name. So it's even hard for me. I still slip a couple times and call myself the wrong name. But I was just recently married, and I am married to a law enforcement police officer, and I have obtained a bonus daughter from this marriage. So I now have 3 daughters. My stepdaughter is 21. My oldest daughter is 20, gonna be 21 in a few weeks here, and my youngest is 15. She just finished her first year completely online in high school, a freshman in high school. I am in my 6th year of teaching. Prior to being a teacher and being a CTE teacher, I was a business owner. I own my own flower shop and wedding business, focusing on the bride with the flowers and all that goes with it. And to be able to teach what I love and teach what I know has been so exciting for me. So I'm very excited to be a new teacher and just show these kids what they can do. You know, it's so exciting. So that is me. And then my class is a small business slash floral class. And the reason I say slash is because for years prior to me becoming the teacher here, the class was called floral. And because of that, 99% of my students were female. And so one of my hard things to do was, when I first started teaching, was trying to get those non-traditional students into my classroom, which would be the male students. And so instead of focusing on the floral part, I said, let's change it up a little bit. Let's make it a business class. Let's make it business operations. Let's teach these kids how to own and operate a small business, because that's what I knew. Floral design is just the little cherry on top, right? So I teach small business operations, and we use the flower shop as our business model. This is at a really beautiful school in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. And most of my students that come are from other parts of town. So they're mostly bused into the school, and it's pretty hard to get into my school. There is a waiting list to get into our particular school because we do offer high amounts of CTE classes. We have, most of our classes are CTE classes that they can take. So we have a very extraordinary school. The class is Monday through Friday, and we have a fully operational flower shop that's open to the public. So this flower shop is open to people on the street. It's open to people in our community. It's open to the students, the faculty, the staff, We also have other schools in our district who utilize our services. We have people like the Arizona Diamondbacks, which is our baseball team, that consider us their preferred florist, and some other great vendors that we've gained along the way. Lots of prominent people in our community. So that is a little bit about our class. My class is a 1-year program, and because of ICEV Online, I'm able to provide them with a certification at the end, which is super important for the parents that put their kids into the school. They want them to leave with something, and so this was a huge thing for me to get the state recognized certification through ICEV. Let's see what else I can tell you. So if you're looking at the PowerPoint, I do have some pictures of the flower shop. I have some pictures of some of our holidays that we have here. So you'll see some students working in the lab and that sort of thing if you're looking at our PowerPoint. But I will have tons more pictures for you in the Q&A that I will throw up there so you guys can really check it out. So come back for that Q&A, and I'll be able to share some more fun stuff with you, as well as answer any questions you might have at the end. But let's move through and talk about ICEV Online. The second portion of today, we're going to talk about the planting of the seeds. Where did we get started? How did we get involved with ICEV? Well, ICEV is wonderful. It really is a great program, and I can't say enough good stuff about it. So ICEV was kind of like finding a treasure. I had been searching for something. There really wasn't anything out there that I was aware of, and actually one of my administrators at the district office knew that I was looking for something. My program was kind of, I wouldn't say at risk for kind of being thrown to the side and maybe not being something that they kept at our school if we couldn't get a state certification, but that chatter was happening. And so she was looking, and she had gone to a summer conference in Tucson, Arizona, and found ICEV Online and realized they had a floral certification. And so they bought this program for me. I came back to school and I was all excited because that school year I was going to have ICEV as part of my curriculum. And it was really nice because I could work it into what I already had to begin with. So it wasn't like I had to restart and relearn how to do everything. It was just like a nice, easy transition of exactly what I was needing and wanting to kind of coordinate with what I was already teaching in my class. So that is how the seeds got planted, right? I put it out there. I needed certification. People were looking for me. People found stuff for me. It was amazing that ICEV Online had a floral certification, which is awesome. So with that is included crossword puzzles and vocabulary worksheets, all sorts of fun little things that I can give my students based on whatever we're talking about for that particular week. The other great thing that I love about ICEV Online is how many times have you tried to whip together some sort of lesson plan that actually had good content in it for your substitute? I know I've been off for a few days here and there throughout the year, and my go-to is an ICEV module. So it is an amazing thing to have for those times when you might miss a day or two of work or a week of work. You can really utilize what ICEV has online for those occasions, and it's been a lifesaver for me on a few occasions through my career, thanks to all of the good stuff that ICEV has that you can either print out or they can work on online. I also like that I can monitor it from home. So if I am home and I want to see who's doing what and if my kids are actually working, I can see who's on top of things and who's not. But I recommend all that they have to offer, not just whatever program you're trying to get your certification in. So for me, I have the floral certification, but I've added courses to my ICEV plan that also have to do with business. So for instance, I have social media marketing, small business ops, and also entrepreneurship. So with all of those things, I really have a nice, well-rounded class. We don't just focus, like I said, on the floral. We actually focus on the business. So the floral is great to get that certification. My kids can be certified florists by the end of the year, but the business part is what I really heavily teach in class, and it's hands-on. These kids are running and operating a fully operational flower shop, giving change, using customer service, doing marketing, doing social media. They're little entrepreneurs. They're telling me what sells best. They're doing inventory, they're doing all sorts of stuff. So I add courses to what I already have, so that I can make my class even better. And ICEV is really helpful with that. Everything's kind of planned out. They have it all sectioned out, so you can kind of, go whatever way you'd like. The way that they have it in the system now for me for floral design isn't how I do it. I kind of skip all around to try to match what I'm teaching in the classroom. And so it's very moldable. It's very, sorry, my dog's in the background. He loves the camera. So he's joining me today. But, it's very, very, I don't know. It's just, I couldn't ask for more, and I don't know what I would do if I didn't have ICEV online. So those seeds are planted. We're ready to go. We're ready to move forward, because all of the stuff that it has to offer, like I said, the vocab, the worksheets, the assessments, the labs, the activities, the projects. I can make these individual projects. I can make them group projects. It's very moldable. It's very, the content is just so amazing with what you can add and take off and spice up and work with your own curriculum. So I really like this program for that purpose. And then, when we plant seeds, what happens? We get some growth, so we could see what's going on, right? So from the planting of the seeds, now we're going to talk about growth. So if you're following along, I'm on the growth slide. And for growth, we're going to talk about assessments. We're going to talk about checking for understanding and reports and data. And all of these things are what ICEV does. And for me, my classes are pretty fast paced, and we have big classes, and we have classes that people are doing different things at different times. So I love the fact that these kids have an opportunity to retake stuff. They can have several attempts at doing these things. And the assessments is a great way for checking for understanding. So if they did the worksheet, if they did the vocabulary, if they, paid attention and actually went through the PowerPoint or the little movie that they show, they will have that knowledge, and you can find out who's paying attention and who's not by those assessments. So obviously the assessments, they have to pass with the 70% or higher to go through and actually take the certification exam. They know this, so they really strive to get that. But it's a really great way to show the understanding and see who's that high, mid, and low level in your class based on the data that you're getting from the reports that you're pulling. So the reports are great. You can either do an individual report or you could do a group report. This is amazing data that you can show your administrators if you need data to show. I've walked into meetings before, like evaluations that teachers have, and they need data. They need to see who's doing what. They need to see, low, middle, high. Just pull the report, and all of it's right there. I can do it on the spot. So even if I forgot or didn't have time to get that particular information done, I just pull it up on ICEV right there in front of them. And so I can show what they did last month, this month. It's pretty cool. And it's just a great way to keep on top of your students. I know I'll even pull reports and highlight whatever the kids are missing and give it to them once a month and say, hey, you have till this date to get this done. And it's very easy to just pull those reports. So growth is an important part of flowers, and growth is an important part of learning, and growth is an important part of showing your administrators that you're doing your job. So growth is super important, and ICEV really helps with that. You can see where they started, where they're at, and where they're going to finish, and that's the certification. So growth is definitely something that I'm proud to be able to say I can show on the spot. And then, of course, we get to certification. That is something that we strive for all year. My kids know at the beginning of the year that we're going to be working towards our certification. They know that they have to work hard. They know that they have to be on top of things, and they know they have to pass each of those modules with the 70% or higher. I really like the fact that ICEV is conscious of that. They make sure that there's plenty of content, such as, like I was mentioning before, all of those assessments and the vocabs and the worksheets. You know, after a while, that really retains in those kids' brains. And I might not teach that in the classroom. Some of the stuff that is on ICEV might not be actually taught in the classroom. So I'm very thankful that it's taught on the ICEV part. So they get that. They understand that as the floral part of the class. But I don't have to spend my own time like really delving into it. I can still work on the business side while they're doing the floral on their own online. So really, my kids don't know this, but basically they're getting 2 entire classes and doing double work in my fun class. And they have no idea that it's happening until they leave. And then they're like, oh, wow, all of that work I did. Yeah, I was doing kind of 2 classes in one. So the floral part is online, and then of course designing and being in the lab is the other portion of that. But everything else that I teach in the classroom is really the social media marketing and the entrepreneurship and the customer service skills and those sort of things, all of the operational parts of a business. And then of course, I make sure that my kids have plenty of time to take the exam. They know that it's 100 questions in order to get it, and they only have 1 shot at the exam. So it really pushes them to do really well. I've done very well with my students, most of them, if not all of them, in some of my classes pass. So we work hard, we do Quizlets, we do a lot of review. It's a lot of work, but it's very well received once they get it done and they get that certificate. So let's get to the boom. The boom is the success. The boom is that certification in their hand. What I really like, again, I'll say it again, is the kids all year are kind of working at their own pace. They're still staying on top of everything, but I give them a certain amount of time to get things done. I can see what they're missing. They know what they're missing when they get their report. And then I can just incorporate this into my curriculum and what I'm already teaching. So that is the magic and the beauty of ICEV Online. It's a state recognized certification. Thanks to Maggie. Shout out to Maggie. Maggie really helped me get it state certified in Arizona. It did take a little while, but she was pushing for it and helping, and we wrote letters and did all sorts of things to get it there. So thank you. And then just the excitement of the students. It's affordable. My biggest thing I can honestly say is I have an online chat that I have the option to use, and those people are really quick to get back to me as well. And then my favorite is getting the plaque at the end of the year to hang in my classroom with all of the certificate members on it. And I proudly hang that in my classroom. So I cannot say enough stuff about ICEV Online. They really are an amazing company, an amazing group, and most of all, a perfect example of a place where you can get a certification for your students, and it's well worth it. So thank you, ICEV Online, and thank you guys for being here today. I will be available for questions after this, so please meet me in the chat room and we will definitely chat. I would be happy to answer questions and, like I said, share pictures, experiences, and help you in any way that I possibly can. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.